I'm so excited to talk about this movie because I loved Razor Fist so much. So when you auditioned for Shang-Chi and for Marvel in general, how much information did you have? Because they really don't tell anyone much.
I didn't know that it was Razor Fist, but I knew that it was a bigger role. And that's basically it, you know. I mean, my dream always was to make it to the MCU. And especially after I gave my Hollywood debut with Creed 2, that was like a long-term goal. I just thought I would need a little bit longer to actually make that dream come true. And I mean, I didn't want to rush into it also, because in the end of the day, you have only one shot making it to the MCU. So I didn't want to take or be a character that has no relevance. Mm-hmm. And then that opportunity came along, you know, they loved it. It all made sense. And here we are.
Right. So did you go into it being like, I will take this role if Razor Fist doesn't die?
Well, to be honest with you, you can't be like too aggressive in those negotiations.
Right. You don't want to lose it.
Yeah, exactly. But that was basically the first thing that they told me. You know, they told me that it's a bigger role, a more important role, and that the character will live on.
I love that.
And once I heard that sentence, I was like, sign me in.
It's such a big deal to be a part of Marvel, but it's got to be a little extra special to know that you're part of the post-credits scene, because that's something that every fan looks forward to, sits through the credits. How cool was that experience? Did you know that it was going to be the post-credits scene when you were filming it?
Yes, I was thinking about it now, because obviously we have so many scenes that didn't make it into the final cut. So there was actually a lot more of Razor Fist. And we also going to see a couple of those deleted scenes in the bonus material. But I knew that this was going to be the last scene of the movie. So I knew that no matter what happens, no matter how the final cut will look like, I will have my moment in the end as well. And, you know, people hopefully get excited that Razor Fist lives on. And yeah, I can't wait for everything that comes next.
I was going to say, knowing, you know, Razor Fist is aligning with Leung, like, what do you hope happens next for him?
That's such a tough question for me to answer, because
do you know anything?
I mean, I know where or what we wanted to do with the character for this one, and we didn't get to see it in the final cut. You know, so we won't take a different direction with that. You know, we're going to pick up on that. So I know kind of where we're going to take the character, but that's like, you know, the moment you know, it's hard to talk about it, because your thoughts are always, you know, surrounding that one thought. Well, all I can say is be excited, like always, with all the MCU projects, and there will be a lot of surprises and a lot of cool background stories to tell that we haven't heard in the first one. You know, we have so many different characters in the first one. This one was, you know, the focus was on Shang-Chi and the origin story. And now we have more room to peel those layers off with Razor Fist and, you know, the other characters.
I'm sure you've been asked this, but who would you like to see Razor Fist fight out of the entire MCU?
In the comic books, Razor Fist has a couple of fights against, you know, various characters. My favorite character always was Wolverine, and they at some point clash together. And I feel like, you know, that battle of the blades would be amazing. Just because also Wolverine is, you know, a big, strong guy. It makes sense. I have that cool picture in my head. Other than that, from a fun perspective, I would like to fight Ant-Man, you know, and see how that plays out. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
That'd be fun. You're also, there's a lot of exciting things coming up for you, because you're also going to be in another big movie, Borderlands. Tell me about that, how that experience compared to, you know, making Creed, making a Marvel film. How was that?
I'm very grateful and thankful, first of all, for every single experience. So I wouldn't rank one above or under the other. You know, every single experience got me the opportunity to work with the best people in the game. You know, no matter if they were my co-stars or the directors or everyone who was involved in the project. And working with the best makes you better. So every time I'm stepping into a project, I know that I will evolve. I know that I will develop my skill set. And in the end of the day, I will turn out a better actor with a better skill set. And that was always the case. You know, I evolved from Krieg to Shang-Chi. And then I evolved, you know, from Shang-Chi to Borderlands. And now, you know, I'm on a whole different level than I was when I started this whole thing, you know, and I will bring a whole different, a better skill set to the table when I step into the next project. So all of them were great. All of them were amazing. You can't pick one and say, oh, that was better or worse.
You wrapped filming Borderlands, like you're done, right?
Yeah, we done.
How cool is that? You're playing. It's Krieg the Psycho from Borderlands 2, right? That big guy with the thing. That's cool.
Are you familiar with the games?
I'm familiar with the games.
Well, then you know what a fun character Krieg is.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean the fight scenes of Krieg will be off the charts. The character is so funny, like I feel like people will love him, and we're also going to see a little bit more depth of that character, which I'm very looking forward to, because that's something new. Because Krieg the Psycho in the games, especially, there's always a kind of a mysterious left to him.
Mm-hmm.
So we get to know a little bit more. So we'll see, but I'm very, very looking forward to that.
Well, I'm excited for everything coming up for you. That is my time, but such a pleasure.
Thank you so much.